Welcome to online tutorials, and we are in motion straight line. This is second lecture, and today we are going to discuss about the terms that used to describe the motion. So you have the first term, that is distance. You have the second term, displacement. You have the speed. You have velocity. You have acceleration. You have retardation or deceleration. So starting with the first term, that is distance. So if we need to know the distance, consider the example. We have the 2 points. We have the car that is at the point A at this. So the car at point A moves to point B, So if the length between point A and the point B is about 40 meters, as you see in diagram. So the length is about 40 meters. So we see that the length moved by the car from point A to point B is what we call the distance, So by formal definition, what is distance? So by formal definition, we may say that the distance is the length of the path taken by a particular object. So the distance is the length of the path taken by a particular object. For example, in our example, as shown, the car moves from point A to point B. So the path taken from point A to point B, we call it a distance. So the symbol of distance is small letter s, which is come from the Latin words which called the spatium. Another thing is SI unit of the distance. The SI unit of the distance is called the meter, and symbol is small letter m. So we have the other units. These are the other units of distance. The first is kilometer. Have kilometer, we have the centimeter, we have millimeter. Another thing to know, we are required to know the secondary term, that is displacement. So now we are in displacement. So what is displacement? Consider our example above. So the car moves from point A to point B in 40 meters. The 40 meters in physics we call it a magnitude. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema ni ukubwa. Ni ukubwa. This is magnitude. If the car moves from point A to point B, if the direction of the car is eastwards, let's say the direction is east. If we combine both magnitude, that is 40 meters, and the direction moved by the car, this is what we call the displacement. So we may say that the displacement is the distance moved by the car, as we say above. So the distance moved by object in a specific direction. So what is added in displacement is direction of moving object. So we may see this is different between the distance and the displacement. Tumeona kwamba katika distance tunaona tuna magnitude peke yake, lakini katika displacement tuna magnitude na direction. So the symbol of displacement is small letter s. So the symbol is small letter s and is derived from the Latin words that is called the spatium. So we have the SI unit of the displacement. So the SI unit of displacement is called the meter, and the symbol is small letter m. Another thing, we have the other units. We have the three other units. We have many other units, but today in our level we just discussed about the three other units. So the first is kilometer, we have centimeter, and we have millimeter. So these are the other units of displacement. So another thing to know is about the vector and the scalar quantity in distance and displacement. So this is not to you. Displacement is a vector quantity. As I write it, this displacement is a vector quantity. Why the displacement is a vector quantity? So as we see in your example, as we see in your example, we see that in distance, in displacement, in displacement, we have magnitude, we have the magnitude, and we have direction. So this is magnitude and this is direction. We have both magnitude and direction. But in distance, what do we have in distance? In distance, in distance, we have magnitude only. Magnitude only. So in distance, you have the only magnitude. So if we have the quantity which have only magnitude, is called the scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. And if we have the quantity which have the both the magnitude and direction, we call it a vector quantity. So tukiwa na quantity yoyote, physical quantity yoyote ambayo ina ukubwa peke yake tunaiita scalar quantity, na tukiwa na physical quantity yoyote ambayo ina ukubwa na direction, basi physical quantity hiyo tunaiita vector quantity kama tulivyoona. Kwa hiyo tumeona kwamba displacement hiyo itakuwa ni vector quantity and distance itakuwa ni scalar quantity. So I write this. Displacement is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. So at this you have the and the direction and direction. Kwa hiyo hapa utaandika and direction. While the displacement, so this is not at this. So cancel this. Futa. While distance is a scalar quantity. So the distance is a scalar quantity. So it is scalar. Cancel this capital A. Cancel this capital A. So it is scalar quantity. Scalar is scalar quantity. Why is scalar quantity? Because it has only magnitude. It has only magnitude. So this is the main difference between the distance and displacement. So this is end of our second lecture, and we are going to discuss about the third lecture, which contains speed and other things. Welcome to online tutorials.